That's cute, Marvel. Just dropped the Black Widow trailer at midnight. That's real awesome. So I'm about to go to bed, and then this happens. And so I am obviously too excited to go to sleep now. I have to watch this. You know, it's something that we need, that we desperately need after the death in this thing over here that I just managed to pick up, by the way. It was my first time watching this just the other day. I hadn't seen Avengers in the theaters like everybody else. Just kidding, why would I do that? I finally picked it up because thanks to Black Friday, it got reasonably priced. After her death, spoiler alert, in Avengers Endgame, you know, we need something like this to make us feel better. I'm hoping that something is indicated here that tells us that maybe she's not really dead, or that she can come back somehow, you know? Here we go. Let's watch this.
I used to have nothing. And then I got this job. This family. But nothing lasts forever.
I heard you had to leave in a hurry.
It's never easy these days.
So what are you going to do?
I've lived a lot of lives, but I'm done running from my past.
I know you're out there.
I know you know I'm out here. So we're gonna talk like grown-ups?
Is that what we are?
Good to see you too, sis.
What brings you home?
We have unfinished business. We have to go back to where it all started.
Lucky us.
One thing's for sure. It's gonna be a hell of a reunion.
Still fits. Family. Back together again.
You got fat.
Well, that's so much more than I was expecting. I don't know why I was expecting less. I mean, every single Marvel movie has been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And for some reason, I was expecting Black Widow to be a smaller film, I guess. I'm not sure why exactly I thought that. That was kind of dumb and very myopic on my part. This is pretty darn huge. It's like so freaking epic. I have F words in my head. It's so big and it looks fantastic, and it's got a great cast. There were some people in my circle, I won't say who, I won't name names, some of whom you might have seen at one point or another, who were like, I don't know why I even should care about this Black Widow movie. Like, I'm pretty much done, you know, after Avengers Endgame. Like, why should I care? There's nothing that's got me excited. I'm like, in my heart, I'm like, I trust Marvel. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for what's to come for a lot of the movies in the new slate. And this was one of them. Like, I really was very, very, very curious about it. And this far exceeded my expectations as far as the trailer goes. Like, I was expecting a much smaller, much simpler film. And there's a small itsy bitsy part of me that is still curious as to what that film might have looked like, but it doesn't obviously work in the established Marvel universe. Everything has had to get much bigger. I think in my brain, I was expecting something like the difference between Cloverfield Lane, or Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane, if that makes any kind of sense, where it went smaller. And she looks great, and the action looks awesome. The way she meets her sister is pretty darn cool. Like, they obviously know each other so well that they are trading almost, you know, move for move the same moves. And I thought that was neat. They're wrecking the furniture and whatnot in the process of saying hello, but that's okay. So full disclosure, I have not read all the Marvel comics, and so I'm not super well versed on the entire backstory other than what the movies have uttered to us. And so for me, this is super exciting, where it's revealing stuff that I just don't know. Like, I don't know if in the comics you already saw all this stuff, and so it's not like news to you guys who have been following the comics real closely for the past several years. But for me, it's all brand new. And I'm excited to learn more about Black Widow's past and her history and the people that she grew up with and was taught by. What's also cool is that despite the fact that you're not seeing anyone who's familiar besides Black Widow and besides William Hurt for the most part, despite the fact that this is all mostly new faces, it still seems like we've got a nice little crew of people that are fun to be around, much like what Marvel has continuously done throughout their films. One of the things Marvel's obviously known for in the MCU is making their movies more fun, and it feels like this is going to be another fun installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's got me excited as well. It's got the Marvel charm, the humor, and it doesn't seem like, from the trailer so far, it doesn't seem like the humor is overwhelming. It seems like it's more of a drama, you know, an action drama with humorous elements, as opposed to it being joke, 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 joke every 2 seconds. Obviously, him in the suit being heavy is a pretty overt joke, but it seems like they are dialing it back enough so that it doesn't feel overwhelming. I feel like a lot of people have complained that Marvel movies have gotten too sticky sometimes and too much humor, too many jokes. I feel like what they did in Endgame, for instance, was pretty strong in terms of their balance between drama and humor. I feel like they're gonna continue that trend over here and maybe favoring the drama a little bit more than the humor. It's got some epic moments. Like, I love that skydiving sequence and they're shooting through the air. That's got me super excited. I feel like I haven't seen that in a long time, if ever, where you've got a gun battle in midair. I can't think of the last film that's done that. Probably 10 comments just arrived below this video talking about which films have done that before, but I haven't seen that in a very long time, if ever. And so that's super dope. I'm so excited, I can't even say dope. So David Harbour from Stranger Things is playing Red Guardian. I don't know who Red Guardian is, but his sheer size reminds me of Juggernaut. He strikes me as someone, I probably have his powers all kinds of wrong, but the way he looks strikes me as someone who's just sheer strength, and his sheer power will just punch a hole through you and then keep on going and then punch a hole through a wall for no reason. Like, that's the kind of dude he strikes me as, is just like a brute force, which is interesting, you know, when he's paired up with these women who are very agile and have that martial arts ability and can kick real high and, you know. And I'm looking at the IMDb right now, and my friend Michelle Lee is in this movie. I don't know what she's doing in the film. Michelle Lee is a longtime friend of mine. I know her mostly through her stunt profile. I didn't see her in the trailer, at least I didn't recognize her. She was also in Venom. She was the Asian woman who was taken over by the Venom, and I've seen Venom once and I didn't love the movie, but I don't remember exactly how she got assimilated, but she was in that scene with all the Asians, and then, you know, the Venom thing takes over her and then she passes it on to someone else or something. That was Michelle Lee, and so she's in this film as well, and that's pretty darn cool. I gotta say what's up to Michelle Lee. What's up, Michelle Lee? Shout out to you. So we got Rachel Weisz in this as well, who is, you know, Darren Aronofsky's ex-wife, so that's an interesting fun fact there. And yeah, she's in this movie. That's cool. This is gonna sound like a weird reference, but one of my favorite sequences from all of the Marvel films was the car chase in Ant-Man and the Wasp. What that told me is Marvel really knows how to create exciting car chases. I mean, that's not the only one. They've done other ones. In Captain America, was it Winter Soldier? There was a super dope car chase sequence that was that introduced Black Panther. Oftentimes, the car chase sequences in Marvel films are amazing, and they have one in here. They only showed us like little snippets of it, but I'm excited for that as well now. I'm like, what are they gonna do here that's gonna be different, that's gonna make it different from your normal car chase sequence? Oh, Black Panther has a car chase sequence that was also interesting. Speaking of Black Panther, every time Marvel has a car chase sequence of some kind, something on the road, cars moving one after the other, it's usually interesting and different, and something that is very comic book-esque. I probably didn't articulate that very well. It's at well after midnight, 12:32 a.m., and I'm ready for bed, but I'm just trying to say that whatever they're doing with the car chase sequence is sure to be exciting and not normal. They're gonna do something with the powers and the effects and whatnot that are gonna make it a superb car chase sequence to your average one that you'd see in any other action film, is all I'm trying to say. I guess the last thing that I wanna mention is that La Femme Nikita type sequence with the training, or Point of No Return, if you're familiar with Bridget Fonda. I believe that was Bridget Fonda. And you get all the people training and whatnot, and seeing how Black Widow goes from that to where she is now, at least in terms of the story, I'm hoping that this film really sheds light on that. I'm very, very curious about that. Bourne Identity, you know, seeing how Jason Bourne went from being this person who was under that training and then eventually becomes Jason Bourne, and what was in between? How did someone who is a trained killer break away from that to become a protagonist or a hero? So many questions I'm hoping are answered with this. If this is the last installment of, you know, Scarlett Johansson's character in the Marvel series, then hopefully it's a great send-off. I'm very, very, very excited to watch this. Again, like I said at the beginning of this discussion portion of the video, this far exceeded my expectations, and yeah,